SPQR is a really powerful tool to help you learn, practice, and enjoy Latin on your iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch. I'm going to show you now the grammar testing tool. This is just one of the many tools in SPQR. Please see our other videos or our website romansgohome.com for more. For now, just the grammar test. This is a fantastic tool whether you're a student or a teacher. If you're a student, there are three main ways to test your skills. Firstly, multiple choice, then matrix select, and finally, form conversion. This mixed mode takes these three and shuffles them up randomly. You choose your text length, 5 questions, 10 questions, 15 or 20, so on. Choose the length of the test. Then you choose the options for your forms you want to be tested on. If I tap there, you'll see I've got first, second and third person, singular and plural number, present tense, let's add to that perfect tense, and future tense. Then you choose your mood, indicative is selected already, and voice will have just active, fine. So I've got 10 of my forms selected to be tested on. And finally, I've left guess until correct on, which means SPQR will not let me advance until I get the correct answer. I'll press start now for a multiple choice test, and it looks like this. It's giving me a statement, second person, plural, present indicative active. I have to look through this list and find the correct answer. Which of those is a second person, plural, present indicative answer? Now I'm going to say this one, manes. And it'll go, well, you're not right there. Good try, not right. And the same will happen if you get other ones wrong, until eventually you get the right answer. And it will obviously help you out. If you tap here, it will tell you the principal parts of this verb. So you get an idea of how it's formed, and hopefully you can look at that and say, well, actually I can see now the correct answer is here. And it will highlight in green to show it's correct and bring on the next question. This will happen again and again and again until you really have finished the test, all in this case 20 questions. Get it right, next question, and it'll keep on going. So that is multiple choice, the most basic form of tests. Up from that is matrix select. In this mode, it will give you a conjugated verb, rexerunt, and it will ask you which person, which number, and which tense. And if you get it wrong, so I'm going to say, well, obviously that's third person singular, perfect. And it will say, well, you're not quite right. It's not singular. You're right here, you're right here, you're wrong here. Again, it will give you the principal parts. So it'll give you a hint how the verb should be formed. You can say, oh, well, clearly I can see that's now plural. Press submit, it'll go green, next question comes in. So that's matrix select. Really makes you dive into a verb and get every part of it correct. With form conversion, this is the most advanced or difficult version of the test. When you press start test now, it'll give you a conjugated verb, detenuisti. It will ask you, take that as it is, leave all its conjugation parts the same, all its forms the same, but just make it third person. So again, we've got guess until correct mode turned on here. But you can see we've chosen some similar answers that may look plausibly correct. So they might say, well, I think it's this one, and they're right, and it'll carry on. But they may say, well, I'm not sure, show me the conjugations again, or the principal parts again. So you can see, oh, that's how the verb's formed, and they can try. And of course, guess until correct's turned on, so it will say you're wrong, until eventually you get it right. So that's form conversion mode. Again, mixed mode just takes these three and shuffles it up across 20 questions, my selected length. That's as a student. But the really cool stuff is if you're a teacher. That's where exam mode comes in. In exam mode, it will take the form options you have chosen and generate for you a unique code. This code identifies your selection of forms and a random number, and you can give that code to all your students in your class. And if they have the same app, SPQR, installed, they can enter that exam code here and all sit the same test. You can generate new quizzes from the same form options. Just press generate new as often as you want to. It will generate the same form options, different quiz again and again and again. And you can see how that test will look. Just press test, and it will show you what the students will see. And you can see it's made a 20-question quiz of different kinds of questions. Some will ask you a form conversion, what's the future tense of yada yada yada, Some will say pause the verb, and each time the student's encouraged to type their answer in. So ideally they'd say, well, the future tense form of this is the yada yada yada, and here yada yada yada. Type in all their answers, and when they're finished, they can say, I'm finished. Say, I'm done, and it will allow them to email the test results to you. So here, as you can see, is all 20 questions, and their answer to the first one is that, and the answer to the second one is that, and they can email that to you very quickly and easily, and it means you can mark your tests entirely electronically. Of course, this also means, as a teacher, if you wanted to, you could go to test and say, I'm finished, done, and then mail that to yourself with no answers, because if your students don't have SPQR installed, they can't use the built-in testing tool, but they can have a printout from you. So you can take this test, a 20-question test, with the verb forms you have chosen, print it out, because you've mailed it to yourself, and hand out the printouts to your students, meaning that now you can generate pop quizzes for your class in minutes. You just literally press test for the form options you've chosen. It's super fast. So whether you're a student or a teacher, this is a brilliant tool for generating tests, checking grammar, and really drilling conjugation till it's perfect.